All right, what's up, YouTube? We are here with.
My name's Joaquin.
What'd you do today?
I got top 8 at a case tournament with Azamina Whitewoods.
Spicy. All right, any shout outs before we get started with this?
I will shout out Jason for loaning my cards. Shout out Madman for coming to me with all the events, and Zach for just play testing with me.
All right, that's it. Let's get into it.
Alright, so this engine real quick. So I play 3 Stellar. It's the most broken card in the deck. You kind of want to hold it for what I'm doing. My sleeves are really dirty, so don't judge me, but you kind of want to hold it for after you use everything else. We do max out on the LZ as well. It just gets your play started, and you want to get everything rolling, and it just searches the Stellar, it searches your tuners. We play 1 Russia. It's kind of a break if you draw it on its own, but it does draw a card, and you always want to go through it through your combos. We play 2 Sylvies, so that way we have 5 normal summons. These are the only normal summons in the deck, so you want to keep it. You basically want to keep it minimal, but this does search a spell or trap that does help LZ and Russia play. It helps you do more things. Spells and traps, we play 1 and 1 of each. This helps you play when you see the other part of the deck. If you can get the other part of the deck going and you draw this, it's no longer a brick because then it just searches LZ or a Stellar, and then you're good to go. So because we play Whitewoods, we do play the toy box engine. It's pretty self-explanatory. 3 box, 1 and 1. Playing 3 of this, I feel like just bricks you. If you normal summon it, it searches toy box, and then it doesn't really do anything else outside unless you draw like an LZ or a Russia with it. But you need to be basically it's if you play 3 of these, you have to draw this and LZ, or your turn just stops.
Not for me. Oh, I only get a couple.
As for the Azaminas, we play 3 Deception. Want to max out on it just so I can see it.
Yep.
The deck's a two card combo deck, so if you get ashed on the LZ or something, you just need plays. You need to be able to play. So maxing out on it's fine. The combo I go through runs through 2 of these anyway, so having the 3rd, if you hard draw it, it's just so you have search targets is fine. I do play the Hollowed, and I mean it's Hollowed, everyone plays it. But the one I do play that a lot of people don't really play is Debtors. So Debtors is really cool. So if you draw one or the other, you can get into your plays to use the back instead of going straight into the Ilia Sylvia. So that way you can just continue playing and have more cards to go.
Yep.
Because I do run through 2 of these, I do play 3 wanted. Getting the wanted draw off of this and then still having this to set, so that way you have spell fodder for your Whitewoods cards is really good. And obviously, I mean, wanted's wanted. It searches the event star.
Yep. Most broken card around.
Yep. Obviously, we play 3D of Bellstar.
Have to.
I only have 2, so my friend Jason lent me 1, so that's why this is blank. But I mean, it's the Bellstar. It gets you into your engine, and then it lets you set up the Omni and get into kind of where it's going. We do play 1 Engraver. I don't play the Tractor or anything. Again, Jason lent me the card, so we do play 1 Fiendsmith Engraver. I'll kind of explain why when I go through the extra deck. As far as non-engine that's not hand traps, I mean, Imperm is considered a hand trap, but it's a trap card. So it helps you get into your Whitewoods plays without, I mean, obviously Imperm's Imperm, but it helps you get into it just because it's a trap. And then we play 1 Talents, or 1 Thrust, and then we play 2 Talents. Sometimes when you get hand trapped, you really just need to draw cards, so that's why we play 2 of these. And then Thrust is really cool because it lets you get into... It'll let you set these, even if you're going first. So it'll let you set these, and then these come back as value when you pitch them off your Whitewoods cards. A cool interaction is this one. So say you set this one, and then you send it. It'll come back, and then now that it went to grave and it's a new card, you can play it to help you combo through.
I didn't know there was going to be
and then obviously, hand trap format, so you have to play some hand traps. 3 of Ash is just, I mean, it just hits everything, even Rogue. I do play 3 Trolls. Droll's a pretty decent end of the format since Snake Eye got their cards limited, so they really need to search a lot more. So if they go wanted or anything like that, you can just Droll them. And because I'm playing a lot of Engine, I need higher impact hand traps, so Droll I just felt was better. Imperm's a low impact hand trap, however, it is a trap card, so it does help me play through. Even if I draw multiples of them, I can hold one to get my Engine going. I only play one Baylor because it's very searchable. So I just search this, and I have an extra interrupt if I already get into my Engine. And then I only have access to one Fuelos, so we just play Fuelos because it's Fuelos.
Oh, yeah.
Deception can, even if you draw it and you get into Deception, you can just tribute it because you're not going to be able to use it on your turn. There is a way to use it on your turn, and I'll show that later. You want side or extra deck?
Either way is fine.
All right. So just going into the side deck, a lot of the side patterns are two ofs. You want a pattern in two, so that's why they're like this. So I have one Duster, two D barrier, just because Tempai kind of sucks. If you get into Engine though, you can play into Tempai without this. However, if you don't get into Engine, it's good to draw, plus you play the Talents and the Thrust. I got two Cosmics. They kind of go with Duster. It's kind of just back row hate, and you really don't want Runic Stun to draw cards. You just want to keep them off. We play two Droplets. You really can't combat Desire very well without the Droplets. And if you go Droplets, Toy Box, it's pretty much an FTK, because if you go Toy Box and they let it resolve, you have two cards to send for free, and then they come back as bodies. Two Dark Ruler. Again, Desire kind of blows, but Dark Ruler's Dark Ruler, and there's just some board. If you play the Yubel, and since I don't have three Fubaros, if you play the Yubel board, you kind of just need the Dark Ruler. But yeah, so you play three evenly. So every deck outside of, obviously every deck has Ilya Silva now, but Yubel, and if you can bait the Ilya Silva, nothing else is a spell trap negate. So evenly just kind of blows their board out, and then that'll let you play. Playing in this deck, playing's more important, and getting into the grind game, you'll just out grind solely because of what your cards do and how they're recursion, and then you can just. And then, obviously, all these are spells and traps, so you can pick, outside of evenly, you can pick up all of these cards off Diabel, and then you can just keep going, and obviously you have to keep making Diabel, but they all work outside of turn one, and you can get them on it. I mean, this one's pretty simple, skill drain, skill drain.
Yeah.
And you can turn it off whenever you want because of the Whitewoods and their gimmick. They send for cost, so they do the whole Snake Eye thing without having to deal with it.
Yep.
And then for Tempai and Time, so I kind of figured if Tempai plays, you can side this in, and obviously as long as you can stick some bodies on the board, even Dragion can't kill you. So, I mean, time sucks, so. And then as far as the extra deck's concerned, again, I'm going to have some proxies. So this is Requiem. Obviously we're playing one Fiendsmith, so we need the Requiem. I left my IP at home, so Jason let me borrow his IP. But IP's IP and Requiem's Requiem, you guys know what those cards do. As far as the Azamina fusions, we play three of them. So we play the Bat, Ilya Silva, and the Soul. So I play Debtors, so Soul's really good. And going, obviously if you have full combo, but Soul's really good because it lets you pick up Simple Spoils cards from the graveyard, and sometimes you just need spells in order for you to play, because like I said, it's a 2-card combo kind of deck. And then this is also like Dingirsu when you summon it, so it just sends a card, so if they try to get into their own Azamina stuff, so you can go Debtors, Soul, send their Azamina stuff, and then they can't really do anything outside of that. I mean, Ilya Silva is just an Omni Negate, so it is what it is. And then I do play the Bat, so a lot of the times if you go Wanted in draw phase and they don't Ash it, more than likely they don't have Ash. So you can just go the Bat to search Wanted. We go through 2 Deceptions in the play, so basically this acts as a body to search Wanted. You search Wanted, go Diabellstar. Diabellstar, set your plays up, and then you immediately just go Fiendsmith Engine to get to High Wave King Caesar, because you don't want to use this on Nib. You'd rather use, I mean, if they have Nib like Baylor or Nib imperm, like obviously you have to use it, but you want to keep this for their turn. So getting to the high wave king is a lot more important than it's a lot more important than just using it for the nip.
Okay.
And then, I mean, obviously, to finish out the Fiendsmith engine, we have the Necroquip, we have the Moon. And then we only play the SP for IP. You can get into it without using it. You can use the take, and I've done that a few times, but really, when your hand's cracked, you want to end on IP, and it's just a way to make SP to kind of clear boards, and clear the Sangan summoning, and just kind of get rid of anything that bothers you. As far as the synchro package goes, I mean, obviously we're playing Whitewoods, so we got the RCL. It searches Valor. It can search Woes. You want access to Woes before you want access to Valor, but I mean, you can search Valor. Typically, if you go uninterrupted, this card just searches Valor. You don't need to search the Woes off of it. But if you get Impermed or Ash on your Sylvie, then you search Woes, because Woes is more important than the Valor. Because Woes is really important, we do play the Silvera. This is just Book of Eclipse, and it's not once per turn, so you can do really cute stuff to where you can book them twice. Mostly I don't try to book them twice, solely because you can get into combos where you can make this book, and then you can make this on their turn again. And then you can, say I search the Woes on my turn, now I can search Valor, so now it's another interrupt. And then obviously, you know, all-star of the deck is Diabels. So Diabels is the best monster out of the extra deck, so because it lets you pick up spells and traps. So when you pick up the spells and traps, obviously you have fodder, but you can pick up toy boxes and things like that.
Random box of info still sealed.
And then that way you can just keep playing.
Rabbit, Bolt Charmy, QCR Dungeon.
Alright, so as far as your other synchros, we play the Chaos Angel. So Engraver, even after you use the Wave King and you get into a grind game, Engraver's a 6, so you can just go Chaos Angel to banish things. Obviously, you can make Chaos Angel on their turn. I'll show you how to do that here in a minute, but the Chaos Angel just being unaffected by monster effects, and it's a really big body, you can kind of just like stick on the board and not have to worry about anything. You can also get into a really cool interaction where you make it with, just depending on the scenario, you can make it with the Bat. So your tuners are level 4, so you can make it with the Bat, and then it's light and dark, and then they can't really do anything to it, and it's just really hard to out if you get hand trapped a bunch.
Did you move to that guy?
No. We do play Zapper Shrimp.
He's the one that pulled the
So for Tempai, you Zapper Shrimp, get rid of the Sangan summoning, so that way they don't have access to it, and you can interact with their monsters. Does work against the U-Bell deck, so if they activate like Nightmare Pain or something that you don't want them to have, you can just go Zapper Shrimp, pop it.
Yeah.
And then the last card is, I'm probably this card's biggest soldier. Obviously, we're in a hand trap format, so people are playing 18 to 22, even 24 hand traps. So most of the time, you want to start with the Azamina engine or the Wanted engine, and you kind of want to hold your Whitewoods engine till the end. Basically, if you get hand trapped to death and you go Whitewoods combo, you can make Diabel, and then you can Diabel pick up something, and then on their turn, so you can pick up like, you know, like Imperm or anything like that, and then if they go to push and kill you, like, you know, they're going to kill you, you can go Zapper Shrimp. You don't even need to pop a card, and then you can just Synchro into Goaty, and it banishes everything. So like against Snake Eyes, if they ever have both of their level 8s, so if they have the Snake Eyes Diabel Star and the Flamberge, and you just get rid of both of them, if they're playing Azamina, then you're basically playing Azamina against whatever. I'm basically playing Azamina against my full 3 engines. If they're playing the Fiendsmith cards recur themselves a bunch, but basically they're playing Dessa Ire and can they kill me?
Right.
Yeah, so I'm playing a little over 40. I think I'm playing 42 today. 41 today. If I had 3 Fuelos, I would play 43. Probably wouldn't recommend it outside of 40. Honestly, I want to figure out something to cut to play to 42, but anything above 43 I think is wrong because it's a 2-card combo deck.
Right.
So even if you shove hand traps in there, you need the spells and traps to kind of help you out because all your Whitewoods cards require the side of Sylvie. But obviously if you sneeze on Sylvie, then you lose. So I try to keep it as close to 40 as possible.
Yeah, we'll definitely be in touch.
All right. So, any final remarks or anything?
The deck functioned well. You do need to sequence things properly, but I was happy with what I played and how I played. Yeah, I mean the deck's a deck, but obviously you just got to play it right. You got to sequence things right, and you have to use your extra deck accordingly.
All right. Well, thank you for the deck profile, and hopefully we'll see you again.